So, my first video will probably going to be about operating systems or different kind of, use case scenario of which phone or which operating system should be better for each consumer or each person in a particular age or time. Like this two phone, for example, I will not disclose the name, you know the brands. But if you have to choose a particular scenario in which you have to, use a particular phone, which will be best suited for you or your requirements. As being a kid who was born in 2001 has seen a lot of changes in a phone, which is not particularly possible at that time. Even though when I was born, the biggest game or biggest thing you want to play in your phone is Snake and Ladders or eating the snake. That the game is in the Nokia 20, Nokia Tetris or Nokia whatever it is, say the keypad phone. And from that also the switch to iOS and Android is quite massive. Like if you see for the past history also, the major jump was done by iOS or Apple, because that time the touch display was not very prominent and other companies are trying to adopt a proper operating system in which they can work on the phone like others than doing a call, SMS chat or those things. Having a 30 rupees recharge for 1 GB is a kind of memorable for that time, because that time people were not used to having this online creation, online content creating mode, or having watch a 24/7 YouTube or Facebook. This come a very later stages. So yeah, the things that are coming and are going is massive. But the other advantage is the Apple has done the innovation first. I mean to say they have developing an operating system that is usable, more usable to the consumer that time. Of course, it is overpriced as hell. Right now, it is also overpriced, but the gap between the innovation and the, having a big boost is kind of low. Like earlier days, the Apple tried to innovate something like giving you a better processor, giving you a better camera, adding two camera, adding three cameras. The better innovation I have seen in the iPhone is probably last in iPhone X, and now iPhone 16 is kind of similar in that aspects. I'm not saying the iPhone is, very much outdated, but if you are competing in today's world, the Android phone can do the same things that iOS can do, except for photography and videography. You can compare the iPhone. But if you want to buy an iPhone for photography and videography, why should not you buy a DSLR or the thing in the similar price and learn that skill? That could be a more better option. But if you have a proper, want to buy an iPhone thing and want to get a thing, then that could be a reason to, okay, you can buy and have the reason. But there should be a proper point that if you're buying an iPhone, like in Android, in Samsung, or any other phone company, there are particular advantages that we as a user get. Like you can download APK, which is going to be blocked from 2026 onwards. I do not know fully, but with the news I have hearing about, and that is not a big thing, but having those things at that particular time, having a freedom, to download your music, movie, video album. I still remember Google Music to have a thing at that time. Even that particular person will not knowing about what is the hell is Google Music. But that was the innovation for us. For the things like Facebook was growing rapidly that time. Facebook a thing. WhatsApp has been changing the evolution to message to WhatsApp. So having such a dynamic shift to the mobile phone is massive. But if you say particular what kind of phone you should buy if you are being in the age of school life, probably a Redmi or a phone or a budget phone, not Redmi, but I get the idea because I have used that phone in my teenage a lot. But if you are using a phone of budget range around 10 to 20 to max 25, K, that could be a proper for student. 10K also proper, but it depend upon how much usable it can be. Like if you want to study lectures or video lectures or anything, you can watch in it and have a proper use in it. Because to be honest, gaming or mobile gaming is not a thing until BGMI has come up. Other places, in our time, we only were used to play Angry Birds or Fruit Ninja, all of those games. That was not a proper game also, but that was an innovation of their time. So the gaming was not too much big aspect in the smartphone right now. It should be a vlogging aspect or creative aspect or content creating aspect. So for me to say as a student to get a gaming phone could be a little bit risky, because the gaming phones say the promises, but they're not delivering if you have not having a proper internet connection. Mostly it is a useless garbage as of having a gaming phone because you are not going to use as much as it can until it is your content or your main profession. That is a different thing. So for me to guess, you can buy a budget phone. If you are a college student or professional, go for Samsung or whichever brand you want to go, but Samsung basically because the reliability and the company trust, I'm saying, because so you can buy those phones, Samsung phone, OnePlus, IQ. There are many brands basically according to the needs, but if you're buying in a higher range variant phone in the college, so it could be a useful phone. Like if you are using an iPhone, I don't know how to you can use it, but you cannot simply open the the file or the folder simply. Like if somebody has sent a particular project file or report file, you need to find the file and download it, and then it will be open. In Android, just simply just click and paste and open. If you want to put a something music tone, ringtone of your own choice, it is not an option in iPhone until you buy the subscription in Crowd. So majorly difference is also that if you're having a successful empire, business empire, or something like having a lot of money, then you can probably go in iPhone because you have a proper authenticate services and those things. But this is the also limitation of our generation, also the generation or the evolution, also that most of the things are getting subscription basis compared to the free creative content. Like earlier, the people are used to provide content, having a useful content, having a useful thing. Now it's all about okay, you want something paid, and voila, your phone will become magical and all those stuff. So for me, it is better to buy a Samsung phone than an iPhone if you are in this category age of college or going in the school to college phase. And the last phase is having in job. So this is completely depend upon your preferences. If you have a proper budget of 80 to 90K, then it's totally depend upon what is your user base structure. Like you like to watch, have a proper photography camera, videography camera, or content creating space, or having a business mindset, or having a gaming or normal projection. Because for most of the process, the Android can be much better than an Apple or iOS. Then an iOS basically, Apple is okay. The brand name is different, but the major difference is like the innovation is lacking so much behind. Like having a chat GPT saying this will do that, this will do that. The Google is far ahead, getting in the lead for that, and even the Apple collaborating with chat GPT to make their AI smart is lacking so much behind. The innovation is not that much proper. Even like if I have to, have a particular topic of some degree of study, like study of something, Raipur important places or any topic, mobile, smartphone in best transfer in 2024. If I have to copy that topic, I can do the circle from search and particularly copy that topic and have the particular information which I want to have. But in iPhone, it is like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to hold it for many times and it will not, support or show that thing. And to paste the thing is like a jigsaw puzzle of 90s or late 20s. Like you're doing a thing that is so much advanced, but still so much behind. I know they will improve on this and have done such a thing in having a good operating system, smooth surface things. But as a person who is buying the phone in right now, wants something more innovative, something more dynamic, and something more unique. Designing the phone from different genre or having a phone, from getting to 120 hertz can change a lot in that price aspect, but having those things in from last 5 years and then getting it just for testing that you have, is it properly tested or not, or it will properly work or not. So it will put you lacking behind. Like Apple was used to do the innovation stuff. Where is the innovation right now? I do not know. But yeah, it can come back. It will come back because if not, there can be again a Nokia who has tried to, be the king of keypad phone. But after getting to this Android iOS, it cannot compete. Even with trying with the Windows phone, they are trying to launch the Windows phone with Lumia series, having the greatest camera phones of that time with the just lens 48 megapixel, Nokia 1020, many phones, but they cannot optimize the market because of not having a proper developer, proper support. In that aspect, the Android is leading the race, and iOS is little far behind, not too much, but if they not, make some innovation or big jumps, that could be a very much difference in the today's day and age. Like if you have a smartphone from last 2 to 3 years and buy again a new phone, what will you say? it has this much megapixel, this much big. The processor will change every year. Okay, what you have to do with the processor? You have to content creation, video creation. Okay, one aspect you can say you have to do editing and rendering. But other than that, if you say the game will run 2 times smoother, 10 times smoother, 50 times smoother, bro, this is not a PC. You are not going to run any PC level gaming, and if you will you able to run, that require the cooling. There's a reason why laptops batteries or the high-end PCs batteries have to replace after a certain period of time or have to replace the power socket unit because it get too much heat up because of the graphic intensity of games. And to as a student, as a college student or working student, it is kind of hard to recommend unless you are in a graphic designing profession or a profession in which have to do Photoshop and those things. Then why you have to do the things in your smartphone? It is a compatible space, it is a working space, should be less and it should be in your hand. But that is very much it. That in today's day and age, there are not very much differences from the last 2 to 4 years. Like if someone is using the older phone also, it can record well, it can take photograph. It probably not will get software security update. That could be a reason. But other than that, there is not lot much difference. People has already used the phones from this material that they want something new, something different. The fold phone and the flip phone are new concept, but still people are not very much engaging because the damage that it could get and it had the hard place of repairability. So the DNA of today's modes can be a little bit difficult to explain, but if you want a proper dynamic phone for all-rounder phone purposes, go for Android. Evergreen Android. You can use in a student life, college life, and in when you get old. It is a proper user system. It cannot get very much, old or decay or, you know, get lack of software update, security update very sooner or later because it get at least that much update that you can, pass your school life or college life. School life is not too much time, but even though the college life 5 to 4 to 6 years can be passed with a single Android phone, but with the iOS phone, there are a lot of limitations. Like if the software update is stopped, then what will you do? The YouTube will, after some time, will stop working. Even though the iOS has a lot of updates, software updates regarding to having a long software support system. But if the software support system has stopped, you cannot download your videos, download anything in it. You have to have a proper subscription for, have a premium or a pro for the softwares. So this is the kind of debate that what will you prefer more? Having a proper content creation thing and a proper genre thing, then iPhone is best. I will not compare the iPhone photography with my Android photography. It will be a different genre. But if you are buying a Vivo IQ phone, which we are saying a good photography, then that could create a debate. The iPhone right now is only leading in videography aspect and photography aspect for buying purposes for any useful case scenarios. But other than that, there's a lot of difference that Android can beat. A mid-range Android can beat as iPhone. So the debate is simple that if you want to buy all-rounder phone, go for Samsung or iQ Oppo, Vivo. I have a lot of phone in my name, but right now it's not clicking in it. If you want to go a proper content creating space or the proper videography, photography space, the Apple is a more reliable option for long-term use also and for having a proper quality of content also. So it depends upon totally upon you. I am just giving my opinion. I do not hate any one of the brand. I'm using the brand of the phone, both brand of the phones, both brand of the things have used in the past also and using right now also. So it totally depends upon customer preferences. So this is all about my today's video. Hope you like it, and I try to make more videos, whatever topic I want to make upon or want to deliver the information or topic to you. So thank you for watching the video and being with me for even though being back after a long, long time. And stay happy and stay safe, brother.